So, in the previous session, we saw about the track decorator. Now, in today's session, we'll see about the getters, how getters will work. So, to see the behavior of getters, I'm going to create a new LWC component. If we implement everything in a single component now, the component will become fused and we won't be able to monitor all the changes. So, for that purpose, I'm creating one more component with the name getters. And I'm making it as is exposed equals to true. I'm checking this bar. It means this like in a meta XML file, this component will be by default is exposed. And I'm selecting targets as Lightning app page, home page, and record page. So wherever you want, you can keep there. Now I'm deploying it. It means one new component will be created and it will be deployed in the system. Now what I'm going to do is just I'll create a same Lightning pod. Okay. I'll take help of same component which we implemented previously. So now that here I'll take help of same UI. Okay. So in this I no need of Lightning input for me. Okay. So now what I'll do is I'll take help of JavaScript of this getters getters JavaScript. So this is my JavaScript file. Now, what I want to do is, let's suppose I will create two variables and one list. Okay. So here I'll create two variables. Number one, always I'll say variables directly A, B like that. A equals to 10, and I'll say B equals to 12. Now, my requirement is I want to perform addition between A and B. So let's suppose initially I'll try to save this one. So it got saved. If you see, it got saved. I'm closing the previous component to avoid confusion. Now, what I'm going to do is inside this, I want to specify those things. Print, like my requirement is I have to perform, I have to display the sum of number one and number two. So we can say I have to display A plus B in an output. Okay. So I want to perform sum of A and B and I want to display it in an output. So for that purpose, what I am trying to do is here in the paragraph, simply I will specify that one. So how we can specify that? Let's suppose I want to perform multiplication. Okay. So for that purpose, what I am doing is initially I'm saying variable A, the next I'll use star symbol, which is the multiplication symbol. The next I'll say B. It means I'm going to perform multiplication between A and B. Now I'm going to save this. It got saved. Okay. We'll monitor the group changes as well after doing it. Sorry. So it means like here what happens is it will print A star B. That's a different operation. Okay, I'll show you. I'll show you that. And I'll try to print it in a different way as well. A B here in this bracket itself. I want to perform multiplication between A and B and I want to display it in an output. This is what I want to do. Okay. I'm saving this one. You can see it is giving an error. Compilation failure, getter, unexpected plugin compilation error. Plugin LWC for transform calls invalid expression. So invalid expression it is saying. Meaning is invalid expression means we can't calculate any expressions inside the HTML file. Remember, in LWC, we can't perform any calculations in the HTML file. So let's suppose if you take another variable, let's suppose here I'll create a list of users. Okay, in this, let's suppose I'll be having users like that. So the next I'll take another variable with Naveen. Let's suppose here I'll take another variable with the name Mahmoud. Okay, these three are different variables I took here. Now what I'm trying to do is I want to So the same error you get. Now what I'll do is I'll try to comment this line. So to comment any line, shortcut is Control and you can click on Control slash. Okay. So this line got commented. Now I'm saving this one. Now what I'm trying to do is from the users, I want to access the value which is present at 0th index. So for that purpose, I'll say users are 0. Okay, this is about indexing, right? As you know that. Now I'm trying to say. Okay, so now it got deployed correctly. Okay, sorry, as it will display this complete thing as a static value. We have to fetch it from JavaScript. It means we have to define this thing in a curly bracket. Now I'm specifying it in a curly bracket. I'm saving it. You can see again it is giving an error. Invalid expression. It means expressions won't be calculated in the HTML file. So because of that, we are getting an error. To avoid these problems, what we can do is we can take over getters. It means like we have to fetch this value or whatever the operation you want to perform. You have to perform that operation in a JavaScript file. After performing that specific operation, you have to fetch that value in a HTML file. That is the best practice to perform calculations or perform or calculate any expressions. So for that purpose, we can take help of getters. Okay. So whenever you want to take help of getters, what you can do is you can define a function. Get. So what we have to get here? Addition. So let's suppose I'm defining the function with the name addition. Okay. So for this function, like if you want to pass any parameter, you can pass it. Like let's suppose, yeah, I'll do addition only. Now, after this addition, in this function, what I'll do is I'll return the output. Okay. So return A plus B. I have to return this as an output. Now, if you want to print this output, what you can do is I'll save it. So if you want to print this output, what we can do is we can go to this HTML file. Instead of printing like this, what we can do is directly we can specify that function name. So what is our function name now? Here we have to call it like the function name. What is that function name? Addition, right? And now what I'll do is I'll say sum of. So we define variable like A and variable B is you have to specify that function. So what is our function name? The function name is addition. I'm printing that. So like this we can define it. So here what we have done is simply whatever the expression value you want to fetch, that expression value we are calculating it in a JavaScript file. Once this value got calculated, so before this function, we are taking help of get keyword. It means we can get this value in a HTML. Okay. Now, what we are doing is we are going to HTML file and directly, however, we are fetching the value of a variable like that, we are passing here. Similarly, some of the variable are like that individual value from this collection also we can do in a similar way. Now, what I'll do is here, I'll take another get method. In this get method, what I'll do is I'll take user1. Let's suppose this is my variable user1 equals to what I will say is, sorry, not equal to the function, right? In this function, I'll return that output. Return users of 0. You have to put the 0th index value. Now I'm going to save this one. Okay, so it got saved successfully. Once it got saved successfully, so we'll try to fetch that value. Okay, Now what I'll do is I'll say that a graph, here I'll say user one. So this is a variable and we have to fetch this value with this function, user one. Now I'm saving this. Once it got saved, I'm trying to add this component. To add this component, we have to check the meta file. In the meta file, the configuration of character or not. The major configuration you have to check is exposed equals to true or not. In the targets, our app page is available or not. Why means we are adding it in the app page. So both are available. Okay. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to this page, this app, like it is our app. In this, I'm going to edit this app. Okay, I click on edit page. So in this, I'm going to add our getters component. You can see it is available here. I'm trying to add it here. So it's showing some error. We'll resolve those errors. Then it's fine. We'll do that. I'm saving this one. Activation is not needed actually. Save it. Okay. I'm coming back. Okay. A is not defined. A is not defined. It will give you an error like A is not defined. Okay. See here. I think studio. Okay. Getters. A is defined, right? A equal to this one, B equal to that one, defined. Why it is showing that A is not defined? We try to resolve this now. Okay. Actually, we are not passing these values with the context. That's why it is not fetching. So to fetch this value, we have to specify the context variable, that is this dot A. And similarly, for the B also, we have to specify this dot B. Because of that, we are getting an error. Okay. So now I'm trying to save this. Here for this also, I'll say that one. This dot users means in the current context we are fetching this value. Because of that, we got an error. Now I'm saving the. We'll see whether this error stays. Okay. Deployment completed. Now I'll go to our app and I'll refresh this page. Okay. Now you can see sum of 10 and 12 is 22 and the first indexed value is Yahoo. Okay. That is about getters. So quickly I'll recap this one regarding getters. So getters is a method, like get is a method which is used to get the expressions in the HTML file. To get any expression values in the HTML file, if we want to fetch it directly, it won't come up. We can't perform calculations in an HTML file. To do that, in a HTML file only, we can create a function and whatever the expression we want to calculate, we can calculate that expression. To fetch that value or to display that value in HTML, we can use get keyword in front of that method. In this way, we can get the values corresponding to any expression in the HTML file. Thank you. In the next session, we'll see the conditional rendering.